Welcome to Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza book reading session. I am so excited to be here tonight, and I am so glad to have you all here as well. If this is your first time seeing Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza book reading session, please let me know in the comment section so that I know that you are new and I can extend to you a warm welcome and thank you so much for being here. If you are returning to our book reading session, thank you so much for returning to the session. You are so appreciated as well. I am going to go ahead and hop into the session tonight. We are on chapter 8. If you have a hard copy of the book, like I do, it is on page 180 is where we're at. I believe we are starting off with a second definition of meditation, cultivating self. And if there are any issues, y'all, with StreamYard, I wasn't able to find another streaming service that streams to all of the platforms that I needed to yet. So if y'all have any ideas, please let me know because I'm getting kind of frustrated with StreamYard, ready to just get rid of the subscription altogether with them. But it's important to me that I'm able to stream on the different platforms all at one time instead of having to constantly go live on different platforms. So if y'all know a good platform, please let me know because it's not my internet, it's them. So I am going to go ahead and hop into it and start this session because, like I said, I won't be on long. I do have a headache, but I also have a meeting as well. And yeah, I need to eat dinner. But y'all go ahead, heart this live, share this live out so that others who enjoy this book reading session as well can hear the session, get the book, listen to the book, or read the book. This is what it looks like. I usually always show y'all that, and I'm sorry I didn't do it yet. So, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it on Audible. You can get it on Spotify Premium. They have audiobooks on there as well. You can get it from a thrift store. That's where I got mine from. You can get it from Barnes and Noble. I'm pretty sure it's in any place that has books is where you can get this book from. This book is a mindset book. So not only has that been helping me, but I hope that it has been helping you as well because that is what this whole spiritual thing is all about. It's about changing your mindset and really getting to know self better. So that is what this thing called life is all about. That's what I believe. And you may not believe it, but that's okay too. Um, I still love you anyway. So let's go ahead and hop on into this session.
Harmony with the others.
Mm,
How much water and fertilizer to
hold on. I forgot to turn my phone up. So turning the volume up for y'all, and I'm gonna go back real quick because I hope that's
cultivate requires making conscious decisions. When to till the soil, when to plant, what to plant, how each of the items planted will work in harmony with the others, how much water and fertilizer to mix in, and so forth. Planning and preparation are essential to the success of the endeavor. This requires our daily, mindful attention. Similarly, when we talk about someone cultivating an interest in a particular subject, we mean that he has thoughtfully researched.
Thank you, y'all. Hello. Welcome. Um, for all of you who are coming in, I said that we were on page 180, but I was incorrect. If you have the hard copy, we are on page 181. You all, as you come in, please let me know if this is your first time viewing or if you have been here before. Thank you so much for hopping in and tuning in.
that area of interest. Also, a cultivated person is someone who has carefully chosen what to expose herself to and who has amassed a breadth of knowledge and experience. Again, none of this is done on a whim, and little is left to chance. When you cultivate anything, you are seeking to be in control. And that's what is required when you change any part of yourself. Instead of allowing things to develop naturally, you intervene and consciously take steps to reduce the likelihood of failure. The purpose behind all of this effort is to reap a harvest. When you cultivate a new personality in meditation, the abundant yield you seek to create is a new reality. Creating a new mind is like cultivating a garden. The manifestations you produce from the garden of your mind will be just like crops from the earth's soil. Tend well. To sum up the meditative process, you have to break the habit of being yourself and reinvent a new self. Lose your mind and create a new one. Prune synaptic connections and nurture new ones. Unmemorize past emotions and recondition the body to a new mind and emotions. And let go of the past and create a new future. Refer Figure 8a, the biological model of change. Let's look a bit more closely at a few elements of this process. Obviously, to avoid letting any thought or feeling you don't want to experience get past you unchecked, you have to develop powerful skills of observation and focus. We humans have a limited ability to focus and to absorb input, but we can be much better at it than we normally are in our more unconscious state. To break the habit of being yourself, you would be wise to select one trait, propensity, or characteristic and focus your attention on that single aspect of your old self that you want to change. For example, you might begin by asking yourself, when I feel angry, what are my thought patterns? What do I say to others and myself? How do I act? What other emotions spring forth from my being angry? What does anger feel like in my body? How can I become conscious of what triggers my anger? And how can I change my reaction? The process of change requires unlearning first, then learning. The latter is a function of firing and wiring in the brain. The former means that circuits are trimmed. When you stop thinking the same way, when you inhibit your habituations and interrupt those emotional addictions, the old self begins to be neurologically pruned away. And if every connection between nerve cells constitutes a memory, then as those circuits are dismantled, memories of your old self will go with them. When you think about your former life and who you used to be, it will be like looking at another lifetime. Where are those memories now stored? They will be given to the soul as wisdom. When those thoughts and feelings that used to signal the body are stopped by your conscious efforts, the liberated energy from those limited emotions is released into the field. You now have energy with which to design and create a new destiny. When we use meditation as a means to change, when we become conscious and aware, familiar with and willing to do what is necessary to eradicate an undesirable trait and cultivate a desired one, we're doing what mystics have been doing for centuries. Although I take a clearly biological approach to change, so did the mystics. They just used different terminology to describe the process. The end result is the same: breaking the addiction to the body, the environment, and time. Only when we make that separation can we change. Only when we think greater than the big three can we truly live independent of them and re-establish dominion over how we think and feel on a daily basis. For too long, we've been running unconscious programs that have been controlling us. Meditation allows us to reassert control. Awareness comes first. Recognizing when and how those programmed responses take over is essential. When you move from the unconscious to the conscious, you begin to close the gap between how you appear and who you are. Since knowledge is, as we've seen, the precursor to experience, having a basic understanding of what happens in the brain during meditation will serve you well when you begin to learn and experience the meditative process, coming up shortly in part 3. You probably know that the brain is electrochemical in nature. When nerve cells fire, they exchange charged elements that then produce electromagnetic fields. Because the brain's diverse electrical activity can be measured, these effects can provide important information about what we're thinking, feeling, learning, dreaming, and creating, and how we are processing information. The most common technology scientists use to record the brain's changing electrical activity is an electroencephalograph, EEG. Research has discovered a wide scope of brainwave frequencies in humans, ranging from the very low levels of activity found in deep sleep, delta waves, to a twilight state between deep sleep and wakefulness, theta, to the creative, imaginative state, alpha, to higher frequencies seen during conscious thought, beta waves, to the highest frequencies recorded, gamma waves, seen in elevated states of consciousness. To help you better understand your journey into meditation, I'm going to give you an overview of how each of these states relates to you. Once you know what all of these domains are, you will be more adept at knowing when you're in the brainwave state where the ego tries in vain to change the ego. God knows I've been there. And when you are in the brainwave state that is the fertile ground of true change. As children grow, the frequencies that predominate in their brains progress from delta to theta to alpha and then to beta. Our job in meditation is to become like a child, moving from beta to alpha to theta to, for the adept or mystic, delta. So understanding the progression of brainwave changes during human development can help demystify the process of how we experience meditation. Delta. Between birth and 2 years old, the human brain functions primarily in the lowest brainwave levels, from 0.5 to 4 cycles per second. This range of electromagnetic activity is known as delta waves. Adults in deep sleep are in delta. This explains why a newborn usually can't remain awake for more than a few minutes at a time, and why even with their eyes open, young babies can be asleep. When 1-year-olds are awake, they're still primarily in delta because they function principally from their subconscious. Information from the outside world enters their brains with little editing, critical thinking, or judgment taking place. The thinking brain, the neocortex or conscious mind, is operating at very low levels at this point. Theta. From about ages 2 to 5 or 6, a child begins to demonstrate slightly higher EEG patterns. These theta wave frequencies measure 4 to 8 cycles per second. Children functioning in theta tend to be trance-like and primarily connected to their inner world. They live in the abstract and in the realm of imagination and exhibit few of the nuances of critical, rational thinking. Thus, young children are likely to accept what you tell them. P.S. Santa is real. At this stage, phrases such as the following have a huge impact. Big boys don't cry. Girls should be seen and not heard. Your sister is smarter than you. If you get cold, you'll catch a cold. These types of statements go straight to the subconscious mind because these slow brainwave states are the realm of the subconscious. Hint, Hint. Alpha. Between ages 5 and 8, brain waves change again to an alpha frequency, 8 to 13 cycles per second. The analytical mind begins to form at this point in childhood development. Children start to interpret and draw conclusions about the laws of external life. At the same time, the inner world of imagination tends to be as real as the outer world of reality. Children in this age group typically have a foot in both worlds. That's why they pretend so well. For instance, you may ask a child to pretend that he is a dolphin in the sea, a snowflake in the wind, or a superhero coming to the rescue. And hours later, he is still in character. Ask an adult to do the same and, well, you already know the answer. Beta. From ages 8 to 12 and onwards, brain activity increases to even higher frequencies. Anything above 13 cycles per second in children is the frontier for beta waves. Beta goes on and up to varying degrees from there throughout adulthood and is representative of conscious analytical thinking. After age 12, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind usually closes. Beta is actually divided into low, mid, and high-range beta waves. As children progress into their teens, they tend to move from low-range beta up into mid and high-range beta waves, as seen in most adults. Refer Figure 8b, Brainwave Development. Beta. As you're reading this chapter, most likely you're in the everyday waking state of beta brainwave activity. Your brain is processing sensory data and trying to create meaning between your outer and inner worlds. While you're engaged in this book's material, you may feel the weight of your body on your seat. You may hear music in the background. You may glance up and see out a window. All of this data is being processed by your thinking neocortex. Alpha. Now let's say that you close your eyes. 80% of our sensory information derives from sight, and purposefully go inward. Since you are greatly reducing sensory data from the environment, less information is entering your nervous system. Your brain waves naturally slow down into the alpha state. You relax. You become less preoccupied with the elements of your outer world, and the inner world begins to consume your attention. You tend to think and analyze less. In alpha, the brain is in a light meditative state. When you practice the meditation in part 3, you'll go into an even deeper alpha state. On a daily basis, your brain moves into alpha without much effort on your part. For example, when you're learning something new in a lecture, generally your brain is functioning in low to mid-range beta. You're listening to the message and analyzing the concepts being presented. Then, when you've heard enough, or you particularly like something interesting that applies to you, you naturally pause and your brain slips into alpha. You do this because that information is being consolidated in your gray matter. And as you stare into space, you are attending to your thoughts and making them more real than the external world. The moment that happens, your frontal lobe is now wiring that information into your cerebral architecture. And, like magic, you can remember what you just learned. Theta. In adults, theta waves emerge in the twilight state or lucid state, during which some people find themselves half awake and half asleep. The conscious mind is awake, while the body is somewhat asleep. This is the state when a hypnotherapist can access the subconscious mind. In theta, we are more programmable because there is no veil between the conscious and subconscious minds. Delta. For most of us, delta waves are representative of deep sleep. In this realm, there is very little conscious awareness, and the body is restoring itself. As this overview demonstrates, when we move into slower brainwave states, we move deeper into the inner world of the subconscious mind. The reverse is also true. As we move into higher brainwave states, the more we become conscious and attend to the external world. With repeated practice, these terrains of the mind will begin to become familiar to you. Just like anything else you persist at, you will come to notice what each brainwave pattern feels like. You'll know when you are analyzing or thinking too much in beta. You'll observe when you are not present because you're swinging from the emotions of the past, trying to anticipate a known future. You'll also sense when you are in alpha or theta, since you'll feel its coherence. In time, you will know when you are there and when you are not.
Okay. Yes. This section is really big. So I'm gonna stop before we get to the next section. But I do just want to show y'all, since we were talking about the brain waves, I want to show y'all the what do you call it? The little chart that they have here on page 190. If you have the hard copy of the book, the beta, alpha, theta, delta, gamma figure that they have, a comparison of different brainwave patterns in adults. And then I saw a couple of comments that I wanted to address really quickly. Because like I said, I can't really stay on too long tonight. I have a meeting and a headache, and I need to eat dinner. But let me go back up really quickly. I appreciate you all who are here, who are tuned in. When we come back next week, I was trying to do Thursdays, but I have decided that Thursdays, for some reason, I always get super busy on Thursdays. And I either can't do it or it's just something that always happens. So when we come back next week, we're going to be on page 191. And I was actually thinking about either changing the book reading sessions to once a month or every 2 weeks, so that I'm able to free up more of my time. But I'm not really sure because I do want to finish this book and I really like it. And I don't want too much time to go in between. But I'll figure that part out and I'll let you all know. So, hello everyone. First of all, thank you so much for all of the love and the support here on the page. I do really, really appreciate that. Um, I really do. I'm very grateful to everyone who comes in and shows love and support um, to the page and to just me being able. Sorry, hold on, y'all. Me being able to even take the time to do this for you all and for myself, because this book reading session is not just for myself, it's for you all as well. And I hope that you all are enjoying it. All right. And thank you all to everyone whose first time it is being here. Thank you so much for, tuning in. And that is okay, Cassandra. That is okay that you were late. I try to make, I was trying to actually get a post out, but I forgot. So I'm gonna try to do a better job at getting the post out of what time I'll be doing the book reading sessions. Things have been so hectic that I just have not been getting it out. Once I start actually, you know, getting better with that, then you all will be able to hop on and know exactly when I'm coming live. So it is not your fault. It is mine. All right. And then so there was this Jen, I'm not sure if you're still here. But you said that I've been doing this for years and shit still don't change. So things will change once you really you have to. So I don't know how long you have been following the book reading sessions or not, right? But Um, when we started reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, he spoke about in section one, he spoke about how, things do not change just because we want them to change. Like, we have to feel change, we have to see change in the future. So if you are, doing the things, but you don't feel it in here and you don't see it, you don't envision it, and you don't change certain things that are going on, if you're stuck in the past, thinking about the past and how it's affecting, your future, that is going to keep you in a stuck place. Things do not change if we don't really make a conscious decision in our mind, in our body, in our feelings, that we are going to make those changes. So, we can be doing all the things, like, say for instance, okay, so I like to use real life examples, right? So I am now a big meditator. I wasn't always a big meditator. Like, I tried to meditate and I was like, man, this is super hard, right? So, I was like, I really don't know what the point in meditation is, because, I don't really feel like it's changing anything. Okay. So that's how I felt before, because I didn't know, I felt like I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what the purpose was. But now I'm a big meditator. I meditate to bed. I meditate when I get up in the morning. I believe that meditation helps me to feel better. It helps me in my day to day. Like, if I was not meditating, I would still be the same wreck. I would not really think about the things that, I've become aware of. Like, there are situations in my personal life that, without me being able to meditate, if I hadn't done that, then I would not be going to therapy. I probably would not be, able to talk through some situations that I have. I have talked to people in about situations that I thought I would not do. So you have to really, really believe, you have to feel, you have to know, you have to see it in the future, and you just, everything about what it is that you want to change, you have to be willing to change in every single aspect, and not just doing it and then being, that's like somebody going to the gym and saying, nothing is changing, I'm not losing weight or I'm not gaining weight. What else are you doing to make the changes happen? Okay. It has to be in every aspect. If you're going to the gym to lose weight, you got to be like, okay, I'm going to the gym. Am I eating right? Am I drinking plenty of water? You know, what are the things that you're doing to contribute? Do you believe that you'll be able to lose weight? That's another thing, because you could go to the gym, you could be doing all the things, you could be eating all the right foods, you could be drinking all the water you want. Do you believe that you're going to lose weight? Okay, so I just wanted to address this comment because when I saw it, it was like, I didn't feel that you believed. And if you've been doing it for years and nothing has changed, what did you do to really change it? And I don't mean to say that to like come off rude or nasty or anything like that. That is not my intention. It's not my intent, but it's just a question, that I'm asking, because clearly, if what he is saying in this book is not working for you, then you need to change it. It's really crazy when you repeatedly are doing something that you're saying you've been doing for years and nothing's changing. You need to fix it. And at what time do you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna sit here and figure out why it's not working for me? especially if you know that it can work for you. You got to ask yourself the questions. You got to make the changes. So I just wanted to say that. All right. And um, Cassandra said, I started my education degrees with infants to preschool. Next was K to 12, general and special education. This is similar to some of the studies for children growth. And that's amazing because a lot of the stuff that he was talking about, as far as like the brain waves and all that stuff, I had no idea about that stuff. Like I heard about it, before or whatever, but not into that depth. So I'm glad to be learning some of this information. Interesting. Hey everybody. Hey y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so happy that you all were still here. Interesting transition to adults enjoying this section. Thank you for the live. Comfortable for the headache. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sure the headache will go away soon. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I'm sure it'll go away soon, but things happen sometimes and I stopped taking over the counter medicine. So I'm just trying to find the best thing to work for me. I started taking, I believe it's called B2 vitamins, or the riboflavin, whatever you call it, for my headaches to see, if that helps to bring the headaches down a little bit more. But I also think that the headaches are not related to like my physical body. I think that some of the headaches that don't go away are related to spiritual ascension. So, I mean, if it is, then I kind of just drink water and just kind of tough it out until I lay down and, get some rest. I was meditating. Oh, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that comment a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Hold on, y'all. All this spam. I cannot. Crazy. Wait, you just wait until I get rid of these comments. That is crazy. Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Um, I'm grateful, honored, and joyful to be present. I'm glad that you took the time to stop by. I've found that change came to me when I surrendered my ego. And that is true as well. That is very true as well. Ego is the biggest part of the reason why we don't make the necessary changes in our life. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. So yeah. Damn right, thoughts become things. Exactly. Thoughts, what you think is what will happen. So if you're stuck in the past and you're thinking about the past and oh, this always happens, so I already know what's gonna happen now, it's gonna stay the same way. When I admitted my flaws, challenges that I needed help to do that, it became a catalyst. Oh, definitely. Oh, sorry, I was trying to pull up my other page so I could see if there were any comments over here because for some reason StreamYard doesn't show it. Oh, I'm on the wrong live. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Oh, Cassandra, I didn't even see it. Thank you so much for the stars. I didn't even see that. Appreciate it so much. Okay, so that's what was showing up there. I didn't see. Um you're right. Thank you. No, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Our lives are a group of deeply indoctrinated behaviors. It takes consistent work to remove this habit. We are layers upon layers. That is so true. I know she said she could read my situation, but said the same thing to everyone. That's what's up. That's because Tyson. That's because she is a spammer, and I didn't realize it when I started reading that comment until I seen all of the comments. I am going to get rid of those comments because those are spam. If people are spamming like that about any spiritual work that they do not go with them. If they hop in your inbox, do not do not entertain that. It's fake because if they had true gifts and true talents, they would not have to um do that. What real spiritualist, what real reader do you know is going to spam a comment section where it's not even about, a reading? So egoism fights to stay in place. It developed to protect itself. So in order to break that, we must admit that it's no longer needed. That's extremely hard. That is so true. And I don't know how long like you've been following the page or even myself, but recently I did a hypnotherapy session, and during the hypnotherapy session, I really discovered a lot of things in the session. But it was a part that I wasn't expecting for my doctor to do. She actually helped me to uh, start, I guess, like, because I had started the process of trying to heal my inner child, and she really helps me to get to a better point with healing my inner child. Like, it was such a beautiful experience. Like, I was able to tell my inner child, like, I appreciate the you doing this for me at that time when I needed it, but I don't need it anymore. And so thank you. I released that. And then I also was able to bring her home with me to my new home, show her where I live, and let her know that she was safe and, that she would stay with me forever. So it was just a really, really beautiful experience. And I really feel like that is why I'm starting to really embrace all sides of myself because, you know, um, I was trying to heal my inner child and trying to work through those things, but I really didn't know what it was that was holding me back, what it was that was keeping me stuck in the same energy. So I definitely agree with that comment there, and I'm keeping my eye on my other page just in case I don't want to miss any more comments over there. Tyson, I've been going through a spiritual transformation myself. I've been studying a little bit of I've never seen this word. What is this? Rosicrucian philosophy, Hermetic philosophy, and getting into a little bit the emerald tablets. I love working with crystals and meditating. I've been trying to drink less beer and be more mindful. I really appreciate all of your words of wisdom and everything. I align myself with the means you share every day, and it helps motivate me. All right. Well, I appreciate that. And, Cottage Institution is a page of brilliance. All of us have different views and different things that we do. Some are shamans, some are into astrology, some are into tarot, and all of that great stuff. Education. We all share a different view and take on everything. So I appreciate the kind words. We appreciate the kind words. And yeah, I am so glad that this page can help you in some way. Fear is the common factor. It's fear of losing control. Surrender is not losing control. In fact, it is more empowering. It is freeing. It allows us to put down burdens that don't belong to us and that we no longer need. And that is so true. That is so true. Yes, we must encounter our neglected, unserved childhood heart. Yes, and it felt so good. I did a forgiveness prayer 3 weeks ago. It freed me. I love that. I'm so happy for you. Close, you got it. I'm so glad I got it close because look, if anything, I'm gonna try to sound a word out. Okay, I'm definitely gonna try to sound a word out. I chose to forgive everyone and every slight in my life. I found that it was the barrier after that things started moving. Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what I did the other day and like a couple months ago after I lost. Well, not a couple months ago, like maybe like almost a year ago, I did that as well after I lost my aunt. So yeah, definitely have to do that. How do you surrender? Well, it really depends on you. But you definitely should try you know, shadow work. Definitely try journaling, therapy. There are a different number of ways. Meditation. Some people can just meditate. There is definitely a number of ways that you can surrender. You just have to find out what it is that you need. What is it for your spiritual path and journey that you need to be able to surrender and work through whatever it is that you need to let go of those situations. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and go. I have enjoyed having this conversation with y'all tonight. I need to go ahead and go because my meeting is in maybe like 14 minutes or so. Yep, journaling did it. Write down my inner thoughts. Exactly. But I need to go. I need to try and eat something real quick before my meeting. But I will catch y'all next week. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure that if you're not following me, Felicia Carey Carter on Facebook, that is my personal page. And YouTube as well, Digital Marketing with Fee. Please do. I would love to be able to have conversations with you all. And if any of you all have podcast ideas or if you want to join and be on an episode of Spiritual Growth Podcast, please also let me know that as well. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. Bye.